10 years ago, we couldn't imagine that Dzaleka would be like this. Now we are having roads which are connecting any corner of Dzaleka. Now we are having institutions which are providing tertiary education. We can talk about JWL, we talk about WOOS, we talk about Davi, Technolab, App Factory, and also we are having Tumaini Festival, which is providing entertainment and hope to people from the community. And today is another special day which we are having Mr. David Young, the US Ambassador. Thanks for having me, sir.
Thanks so much, Kenny. It's really a pleasure to be here with you today.
Thank you very much. So, for a little brief background about Mr. David Young, the US Ambassador, he was born in Kansas City, and you earned the Bachelor of Arts in Journalism from University of Missouri. Wow, thank you very much. And a diploma from Trinity College, College of Dublin. A Master's of Divinity from Boston University School of Theology. Wow, and a Master in International Affairs. So, Mr. Young, have you ever worked and served your country in different countries? And the 4th of August in 2021, that's when the president of US, Joe Biden, nominated you as the next US ambassador. And the 5th of May 2022 is when you presented yourself to the president of Malawi, Chakwera. How is that feeling?
Yeah, well, I first want to say, Kenny, it's just great to be here with you today, and thank you so much for the invitation. Yeah, for me, it's a tremendous honor to be the United States ambassador here in Malawi, and it is a further tremendous honor to be here today for the Tumaini Festival, because I've been to Dzaleka a couple times, and to be here today for this celebration of the cultures, really cultures around Africa, it's very special. And I bring a little North America too, so you got the world here. So we are the world, but it's very, very special. I must say, being nominated by President Biden to be the U.S. Ambassador in Malawi was a very special feeling, and to be able to present my credentials to President Chakwera was also a very, very special time. I have worked really hard in the 6 months that I've been here to try to build the relationship between the United States and Malawi, and making sure that we're supportive of all the people who live in this country, including the 58,000 people who live in Dzaleka today.
Wow. So there is something special which we saw from you. Like you are a person who also eats local food, you like eating mandasi and other things. You are able to cooperate and interact with the local people like Malawians, refugees. So we would love to know, why is it, because it's not everyone who is having that character. So why are you, what's your background? We would love to know that.
Sure, well what I really am is a foodie, because I love mandasi. I had it today in camp. I had chawaya, I had chapati, right, with egg. So it was really, really good. Wow. So I really like to get out and meet people and kind of experience culture around the world. And I've been really fortunate that I've been able to be a diplomat representing my country for 33 years. And what I've loved to do, my wife and I have served in the global south. So in Africa for 10 years, in Latin America, and Southeast Asia. And it's been very, very powerful. So I love to have Vietnamese food, and Guatemalan food, and Malawian food.
Thank you very much. I would like to know, how do you feel being here at Tumaini Festival today?
I am very impressed with Tumaini Festival and hanging out with Menes, who I know is one of the founders of this great festival 8 years ago. It's very, very special to see such a celebration of cultures. People from Congo, Rwanda, Burundi, Somalia, different countries who come together here. It's very, very special. And I think, my friends from European countries and North America are here from all over the world, because this is a celebration of culture. I think it's very important for me and for everybody who lives in Malawi and all Malawians to recognize that the people who live here in Dzaleka need to have their rights respected. They have human dignity, and we need to celebrate their humanity. I think a festival like this is really important because it emphasizes the equality of all people around the world. And I am very committed as United States Ambassador to work for the humanity and human dignity of everybody who lives in Zuleika.
Wow. Thank you very much for that. Tumaini, in English means hope. As I can see, if you're wearing the Tumaini shirt, that's very nice. So Tumaini means hope. So what message of hope can you give to the residents of Zuleika?
I think the key thing is to know that you have friends, you have allies. The United States government as an ally, is an important friend of yours. I must say that, as we have heard about the situation, I have visited Zuleika a couple times. The camp is way too overcrowded. We can't have more people coming back to this camp. There's just too many people here right now. And I think for refugees who live in Malawi, it's important that they be able to live their lives where they've been rooted. And let's don't have people trying to come back and make the camp more crowded. I think one of the things that's very important, and my message of hope to the people who live here, especially the young people, is, as I've listened to folks, there's a lot of frustrations with the lack of employment opportunities, the challenges, but one of the keys for your future is education. So pursue your education. When you can expand your mind and learn about communities and the world, learn skills, that can really advance your future. And my story from my life has been that being able to study different subjects and pursue my education opened up the whole world to me. And so I've been able to live in 10 different countries around the world, represent my country, and now be an ambassador. If I hadn't pursued my education, I never would have had these chances. I would still be living back home, which I could have a good life back home. But I've had an amazing life because I've had the chance that education has opened up for me. So my message to the young people of Zuleika is, even though you get discouraged, you may not see a way forward, keep hope alive. Pursue your education and look for ways to advance your skills, because things can open up down the road in ways that you can't even predict.
Wow, thank you very much. I would love now to know that, how does it feel to represent your country?
I'm very proud. I'm very, very happy. I think it's a very, very special thing for me to represent the United States of America. Like any country in the world, we have a lot of problems. We have challenges back home. With our democracy, we have challenges in so many different ways. But when we try to aspire to the best of our ideals, it's a great privilege to represent my country. And I feel very powerful and empowered that trying to work with people, friends here in Malawi, we can work to address issues of poverty, raise people out of poverty, create more opportunity, improve health, improve education, strengthen democracy, fight corruption, help peacekeepers go serve in other countries like Congo, to help bring peace in strife-torn areas. So all those things are things that we work on together as partners. And again, working on refugee empowerment is something I care about very much too.
Wow, thank you very much. So remember, this is the Leaders Talk. This event happens every Saturday from 10:30 up to 11:30. This is a hub where we share ideas, personal experiences, and how we can develop our community. And today we are having a special guest, the U.S. Ambassador, Mr. David Young. So, Mr. David Young, apart from ndasangalala kwambiri, muri bwanji, ndimakonda kukemulana. What other Chichewa word do you know?
Ndimakonda kupita kuZuleika. To meet my friends in Zuleika, to celebrate the cultures here. I enjoy traveling around this beautiful country. I've learned a few food words. I've enjoyed, I'm working on my Chichewa in different ways. I've learned a few words of Kugemlana, so I know how to do that.
Okay.
But I don't want to venture too far because I would embarrass my teacher, I think.
All right. That's really nice. So, when you came here for the first time, what was your first impression like being here in Dzaleka today?
You know, the thing that strikes me visiting Dzaleka is two things. On the one hand, how incredibly crowded the camp is. It's very packed. You know, the camp has maybe 56,000 people, and it was a camp for 10 to 12,000.
Exactly.
So it's got way packed. I visited a school, I met with students, you know, and as I interacted with them, I was very impressed to know that there aren't enough spaces for all the students who need to go to school. And so that's a very big challenge. But I think the other side of what I've learned is to meet inspirational people. You know, going to Salama, Africa, where I met you for the first time. You know, meeting people like Menace, you know, meeting Toussaint and his group at Salama, Africa, meeting inspirational journalists, people who are activists, you know, Innocent, Mugambi. I've met so many people who've really inspired me and people who work in partnership together. I think that there's a lot of people of goodwill and of good spirit who are trying to work together to improve the lives of people in Dzaleka, and that for me is very inspirational.
Wow, thank you very much. Mr. David Young, we are having a good time with you, and I believe that there are people who are having questions they would like to ask.
Sure.
So I'll give a chance to 2-3 people only so that they can have a chance because we are having a limited time.
Sure.
So if you have a question, you can raise up your hand and I'll answer. I mean, you ask the question. If there is anyone with a question. Okay. Yes. So we'll start with J. Extra.
Thank you. My name is J. Extra. My question is that Mr. David Young, you've been visiting here in Dzaleka for several times, and today you visited us, you watched Tumaini Festival. Dzaleka has so many talents and many things are pertaining arts. As you are master, what plans have you set in order to support Tumaini Festival so that they can be able to promote these talents and be able to advance their art?
With regard to the question of how we at the U.S. Embassy can support the festival and culture here from Dzaleka, we have had a number of exchange programs where we have had people from Dzaleka camp go on exchanges to the United States. We have different programs where we're looking to support different groups, like some I mentioned before, like Salama Africa and others, to support sharing of culture with groups outside. I have some plans to do like a music festival, a concert in my house, other kinds of cultural festivals, festivals of spoken word. So I have some people in mind that I'm looking at to try to get some participants to join us with music and spoken word and dance. I think that that's very, very important. And I think as we work to make sure everyone appreciates the dignity and humanity of everyone who lives at Dzaleka, culture is one of the best ways to do that. Because you can appreciate as thousands of people are here. I think I heard somebody say 30,000 people may come today. You know, that's really awesome. And people will appreciate the music and the dance and the poetry and the drama. And that just, it affirms our common humanity. So I'm committed to helping work to expand those kind of cultural exchanges and to expand and address the concerns that people feel in their economic and political life.
Right.
Okay, Mr. President, my name is Sean Rodolfo. I have some quick questions to you. Asking that because you've been moving around in Dzaleka, can you tell us the things which you learned from Dzaleka? Just for the means or the time that you came or you reached Dzaleka, what thing you learned from here?
Yeah, I think the things that I've learned from visiting Dzaleka is I've heard a lot about the challenges that people face. And I think the challenges of movement, the challenges of being able to easily go out and come back from the camp, the challenges of having opportunities for education, for health, the limited spaces, the lack of employment opportunities for young people. Those are really serious concerns. And we, working with UN agencies and other partners, are looking for ways we can support the residents of Zuleika to have more fulsome, dignified lives. It's very challenging because in the world today we face a lot of refugee challenges, you know, in Ukraine, in Afghanistan, in Yemen, in the Horn of Africa, in other countries, in Myanmar, Burma. You know, so those challenges put a lot of pressure on the resources that the world has to provide for refugee populations, and that makes it hard. But we can be smart and targeted in the ways that we bring assistance, and I think that's an important thing that we can do to go forward. I've also learned about the great diversity of culture, and again, the festival here today is a great example of how we affirm the beauty of culture, even for people who are in very challenging circumstances.
Thank you very much. I saw also that she's having a picture.
Hi. Hi. Yeah, particularly with ICT, you said? Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, trying to expand skills with information technology and communications is just absolutely critical. And I think I applaud you, Helen, you know, learning these skills in ICT, I mean, expanding your opportunities. That's a real growth field for the future. And I think it's a really wonderful way, great skills and education for you to acquire. I think that, you know, technology change around the world changes every year, every month, you know, and there's new devices we have. Like, you know, when I was your age, we didn't have little computers that we take around with us in our hands. But now we have these computers that can connect us with the world, our cell phones, right? So there's amazing inventions that will be invented in the next 10 years and the next 5 years. And if you think over the course of your life, because I think you're a little younger than I am. Even though I'm David Young, I think you might be younger. But I think that over the course of your life, the next 30, 50, 70 years, you're going to see the extraordinary advances in technology that are going to change our world. So you're in a really exciting field. So I want to encourage you in that.
According to the time, we are allowed to have 3 questions. So I'm having this one like, there's someone who told me that when you visit Zuleika, it's like you visited Africa, because you meet people from different cultures, with different background and different experiences, and from different countries. So it's like you visited Africa at once. So which means there is much diversity in this community.
Right.
Yeah, and in the United States, it's one of the countries which is rich in diversity. It is having many diversity, like many people from different, all over the world.
Right.
So like, I would love to ask you as the US ambassador, like, what can we benefit from our diversity in this community?
Yeah, I think that, you know, diversity is a tremendous strength. Sometimes people see diversity as a challenge, but I think that's wrong, because diversity is a strength. Because we can learn from each other, from our different countries and cultures, our cultural traditions, our political traditions, how we approach things economically. You know, we can learn from technological change and inventions, and just looking at innovations. Things get stronger when we reflect our diversity. You know, the motto of the United States in Latin is E pluribus unum, which is out of many one. Out of our diversity, we are stronger in our unity. And I think unity and diversity is a very, very powerful thing. And I think that's one of the main reasons why refugees who are here bring so much to this country. You know, and I think it's important for Malawi, as for the United States and other countries, to be welcoming to refugees, because they bring such diversity to our country. You know, we have many, many refugees and migrants who come to the United States over our history, right? And it's enriched us, it's strengthened us. And I think as we've learned to respect and uplift diversity, and inclusion, it makes us stronger.
Wow, thank you very much for that. I'm having only two last questions. And my first question is that what can you advise the young generation which is in this community?
Yeah, I think the thing that I would advise most is always have hope. There's a famous quote that said, never, never, never give up. Always have hope. Because when you keep hope alive, you can have a better future. You can work to move forward in ICT. You can get great skills there. You improve your education. You have new opportunities that can open up. You might not know what those are today, but those opportunities can create. So expand your mind. Look to acquire new skills. Sometimes you can get those new skills and new learning without being in school. I mean, you don't have to be in school to learn, but keep your mind open to learn new things, learn new skills, and keep advocating. Keep moving forward, keep positive. You know, one of my favorite leadership quotes was from one of our great leaders who was Secretary of State as a chief diplomat, Colin Powell. He was a soldier and a diplomat. But he said that if you always have optimism and hope, that can expand the capacity of a team. It makes a team stronger.
Wow.
So keep hope alive.
Wow, thank you very much for that. Mr. David Young, it's been a pleasure having you here. I hope that I have learned a lot from you, and the audience, people who are here, they have also learned something, and which means, they have learned a lot from you. My name is Kenny Erad Mujago, and this show is presented to you by Zareka Rising. It happens every Saturday from 10:30 up to 11:30. So now I would love to get the last words from Mr. David Young.
Well, thank you, Kenny, and I really appreciate your work you do. I used to be a journalist before I became a diplomat, so I appreciate the role that you play. I would just say that let's support each other. Let's keep positive. Let's know that people are working hard to give hope and improve situations. I know it's very challenging for people here in Dzaleka. There's no getting away from it. Today is a big celebration. Today is a festival that celebrates culture. Today is a day of economic activity with a lot of trading and movement and money that comes into the camp. But most days can be tough. But keep hope alive. Keep positive. Keep moving forward. Keep pursuing your educational dreams. And if you work for those, if you keep pursuing your dreams, I think many, many times you can find success.
Thank you very much. Can you please give an applause to Mr. I appreciate it. This is the end of our talk show. The Leaders Talk today, we had Mr. David Young. So we are really happy for your presence, and we appreciate for your appearance today. If there is anyone who would like to have pictures, please, you are welcome this side. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Kenny.
Yeah.